Welcome to Cardinals Today, presented by Prize Picks, everybody. I'm your host, Joey O'Donoghue, and on today's show, the Cardinals draft plan has been revealed through expert mock drafts. Mel Kiper of ESPN has dropped his final one. We're going to react to it on today's show, and I'm excited for this one. You might not love some of the picks, though, from ESPN's Mel Kiper, the big dog, the expert of this all. We will start with the first selection that Mel Kiper has with that pick number 3 for Arizona. And I think it's becoming crystal clear what the Cardinals want to do here in the first round. And the first one is Arvell Reese, the Ohio State edge linebacker, lands in Arizona, assuming the Jets don't take him. And I get it, Cardinals fans. We're not happy about this. But Mel Kiper thinks it's a good idea. Listen to his quote right here. He said, new coach Mike LaFleur will want some foundational players on his defense, and Reese has a sky-high ceiling. His extended experience as an off-ball linebacker and off the edge, and Arizona could use him in either spot. His future is probably rushing the passer, though, and he had 6.5 sacks last season. The Cardinals, who were in the bottom 5 in pressure rate last season, need someone such as Reese opposite of Josh Sweat in a division that features quarterbacks like Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, and Brock Purdy. All right, here's the scouting report on Arvell Reese. Yes, if he develops into an edge and what he could be, absolutely his upside is worth this top pick. He will go high in this draft, folks. He's got an elite combination of size and speed, and it can grow into his frame. Versatility to be deployed as a stand-up edge rusher or an off-ball linebacker. That's what we say. But does have a late diagnosis sometimes to plays and reacting, which is what scares me a little bit about putting him at edge. I do think he's a linebacker to start things off. And as I said before the quote, Cardinals fans are not going to like this. You're scarred. We're scarred from Isaiah Simmons. I get it. Kiper loved Simmons too. That is what the direction feels like. I think Reese is a different prospect entirely, though. You know, comes out of a school in Ohio State that has much more prospects that succeed in the NFL. And I'm just going to try to put a positive spin on this Arvell Reese things to prepare us for when it happens. And that is that Reese, he really can play anywhere defensively. You get the right DC with him. I mean, think about it. He could be anywhere on the field. If you're playing a 4-3, he could be any of the linebackers. If you play him as an outside linebacker, he can rush the passer, and then eventually he can play edge too. Like, that's impossible to scheme against because he could be anywhere at any time. So there's a lot of upside with Arvell Reese. I would not do it. It would not be my pick at 3. But I guess I could understand where the Cardinals would be coming from. Do you think that they should draft Reese at 3? Let me know in the comments section by typing Y for yes, N for no. How would you feel if the Cardinals did this, folks? Let me know in that comment section by typing Y for yes or N for no. We will get on with the rest of Mel Kiper's mock, but first, let's give a special shout-out to the app that I can't get enough of, and that is Prize Picks. It's the best place to win cash while watching sports. Playoff basketball is here, big golf tournaments, baseball is underway if you're old school, and personally, I just love sports, and I love making daily fantasy lineups. You guys can follow me on the app and see all of my lineups at JoeyOD1. Get the picks before they even get posted on the show. Also, follow your friends, share lineups, or explore your favorite celebrity lineups. My lineup for this Saturday that I promised I would have looks like this. Brandon Ingram, give me more than 7.5 assists and rebounds combined. I'm also going with James Harden to make more than 1.5 three-pointers and score more than 21.5 points. Listen, Harden has made more than 1.5 threes in his last 5 games in a row. And last time he played Toronto, he dropped 31. I love my lineup. You can make one too. The app is really easy to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats and lock in your lineup. And new user offer. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code HMA to get $50 in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. The link is in the comment section and description of today's video, and that is code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It is good to be right. Trade alert. Mel Kiper says the Cardinals are trading back into the first round. It looks like this. It's with Miami this time. Couple warm weather climates. What do you got for me? Pick 30 lands in Arizona. So does one of the Dolphins' many third-round picks, and that is the latest one, pick 94. Arizona moves up 4 spots, gives up your second rounder and third rounder, which is obviously much higher than the Dolphins' third rounder, but it's a straight first and third for second and third swap here, which value-wise, it's not a bad deal. It kind of makes sense. But you know why he did it? For the Cardinals to draft Ty Simpson in the first round with pick 30. You know how I feel about this, folks. Don't love it. And all of a sudden, I've got literally 4 new reports for you that suggest Ty Simpson and the Cardinals are falling for each other. Number 1, Field Yates confirming that the final day that prospects are allowed to make pre-draft 30 visits is today. Ty Simpson visits with the Arizona Cardinals. Okay, I mean, yeah, that makes sense, right? No big deal. Adam Schefter quote tweets it and says, an intriguing visit. Why is it an intriguing visit? We all know they're going to meet with Ty Simpson. So I find it weird the biggest insider in the nation is tweeting this. And then the second biggest insider, Ian Rappaport, says that's one to keep an eye on. What's going on? Jeremy Fowler, another insider at ESPN, says in league circles, Simpson has been linked to Arizona more than any other team. Buckle up, Cardinals fans. I don't know what else to tell you, except that it's happening. It's pretty clearly happening that Ty Simpson will be an Arizona Cardinal. Mel Kiper's rationale for it is I wouldn't be surprised if a quarterback-needy team tries to trade into round 1 to go ahead of New York, who have pick 33 in the second round, and secure the 5th-year option on Ty Simpson. That is something you get for first-rounders, and it's important for quarterbacks. It kind of makes sense when you put it that way, that you would want to jump the Jets. And if the Cardinals really do love Ty Simpson, yes, they're going to trade up to get him. That's how this works. You love a quarterback, you get him. And it's a small trade up. It's not like some of these other ones I've seen for big hauls. It's a small trade up. You're swapping thirds, and you're moving up 4 spots. Like, that kind of makes sense. It's not too big of a haul to get Ty Simpson. Mel Kiper also says you can still get your franchise quarterback in 2027. You know, this isn't drafting Ty Simpson doesn't exclude that. These two things are not mutually exclusive. And some more evidence that Ty Simpson and the Cardinals are being linked together. Well, number 1, it was reported that the Rams liked Ty Simpson when Mike LaFleur was their OC. Okay. And then Ty Simpson said that he loves Matthew Stafford. That's the quarterback he watches. Who's the Cardinals head coach right now? Matthew Stafford's offensive coordinator for the past few years. It's also been vastly reported that the Cardinals like Ty Simpson, as I showed you, as we've talked about. And it just kind of fits Mike LaFleur's system. You know, he wants to try and be the Matthew Stafford style of quarterback. You know, LaFleur doesn't necessarily talk too much about wanting a super mobile quarterback. He wants a guy who's tough, stands in a pocket, delivers, arm strength. It is a little bit of Ty Simpson's game. Accuracy. Now, I don't see Ty Simpson as that Matthew Stafford prospect. I see him a little bit more like a Mac Jones. But this adds up to why the Cardinals are probably going to take him. And so the scouting report that I really have for you guys on Ty Simpson is I would say he's got solid processing, can move around the pocket well. He's not like a scrambler or mobile quarterback, but he moves a bit. Good mechanics. He's accurate when kept clean. That's the key there, though. You got to keep the pocket clean. You need an O-line, which the Cardinals don't necessarily have right now outside of Paris Johnson and Isaac Seumalo. Banking on his impressive play in the first 9 games, but then he battled some injuries, dipped from there, and I think there's not a lot of college starts, right? Only 15. That's what does concern you about Ty Simpson as well. And so I've just seen the trade up mocked too much for me to not have alarm bells go off that this is the Cardinals' plan, folks. I won't get into how much I feel about it too much. You can watch my other videos if you want to know and see me crash out about the idea of giving up capital to get Ty Simpson. I still think you need too many positions on defense and offense to be swinging at quarterback that early in the draft. But if they like him, that's a small trade up to get him. Kind of adds up. You weigh in for me in the comment section. I need your opinions on this, guys. One-word reaction if the Cardinals were to trade up for Ty Simpson. What would be the first word that comes to your head? Your one-word reaction. to that blockbuster on draft day? Type it in the comments section. Get creative. See who can make me laugh the most. Let me know in that comment section. That's going to do it for today's edition of Cardinals Today. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. I appreciate you all tuning into the show, as always, and I can't wait for the draft. But if it's Reese and Simpson, like Mel Kiper thinks, I just know the Cardinals fans are going to be crucifying their team on social media. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see it, and I'll have you guys covered with everything the Cardinals do.